Okay, hello again. So this video is not going to be as heavy as the last two. Um, yeah, it's just that there is hope for South Africa thanks to the new and new ambassador from the USA, but the ANC are actually holding everything back because of their pettiness, immaturity, vindictiveness. Yeah. So the whole country basically has to actually suffer. Um, USA wants to actually trade, work, okay, with us, but ANC, MK, Malema's party, they don't want to actually budge 1 millimeter. They just want to blame the white people. So let's get into it. This man I really like. He's awesome. And he talks so much sense. And so refreshing. All right, let's start.
New US ambassador to South Africa has refused to back down after Durko called him to the principal's office and the ANC aligned media pounced on him recently. He's told them, get away from that. In this video, I'm going to show you that, and if you stay with me all the way till my biblical reaction, you'll get a nice bird's eye view of what the situation is, because South Africa will prosper. You ready? Press like, let's go. Let's go back 10 months when President Cyril Ramaphosa was at the White House.
Shoot to kill, Gaza, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer.
And just notice, he is smiling. He thinks it's funny. They really seem to have no clue about until you technology. What happens here in South Africa gets known worldwide. And there was a lady on the couch on the left-hand side, and she was smiling as if it is a big joke.
And do you remember what President Cyril Ramaphosa said at the White House?
What you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, and in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy.
Such a liar.
Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament.
As soon as President Ramaphosa landed back in South Africa from that meeting, this is what he said.
The issues of arresting anyone for any slogan, that is a sovereign issue. It's not a matter where we need to be instructed by anyone that go and arrest this one. We are a very proud sovereign country that has its own laws, that has its own processes, and we take into account what the Constitutional Court also decided when it said that, that slogan, kill the Boer, kill the farmer, is a liberation chant and slogan.
And yet, so many farm murders that happen, the actual murderers right on the wall with the victims' blood. Kill the Boer, kill the farmer. It is despicable that we have this man lying to the whole world. It is not a struggle song at all.
And it's not meant to be a message that elicits or calls upon anyone to go and be killed. And that is what our court decided. So they will probably want to arrest people willy-nilly. We follow the dictates of our constitution because we are a constitutional state and we are a country where freedom of expression is the bedrock of our constitutional.
God, every time this man opens up his mouth, he just spews BS. They have changed the South African laws so many times, and it only applies to the maybe white people, but I just basically think it is all for show. It's all for show to actually maybe show the world, look how clever and wise we are. And then you've got this man standing here who doesn't quite realize that he is white and he is going to get killed some or other time, I'm sure of it. Okay, let's carry on.
Arrangements.
A month later, an Afrikaner delegation went to the States, that's 9 months ago, and they came back and they gave 5 asks from America.
The White House demands that farm attacks and farm murders be classified priority crimes. They also demand that the ANC publicly distances itself from kill the farmer, kill the Boer.
The White House also demanded that expropriation of any property only takes place subject to fair compensation being paid and only once all legal processes has been exhausted. The White House also demanded that American companies be exempted from all black economic empowerment legislation.
So at that time, I also read you the asks. 9 months ago, this is what the government received. So during the meeting, the Americans communicated the administration's official position regarding the necessary preconditions for the normalization of bilateral relations with the states. Number 1, classify farm attacks as a priority crime. Number 2, a clear and unequivocal public condemnation of kill the Boer. Number 3, no EWC. Number 4, no BEE for American companies. So that's 9 months ago that our government knew exactly what America is asking.
And they have done nothing. They've done nothing about it, and they've got no will to do anything. And this is South Africa. You cannot tell them what to do because they can't do it themselves. That is a fact of life. And they are holding the whole country back. Every single person here. It's just like me. I don't see a future here. I don't. Unless I think I better explain myself here. Unless all the white people, we actually live separately from them. I'm not saying I'm telling you every single black person, but the ANC everyday voter, I cannot handle it. Their whole IQ level is between 60 and 75%. You can't reason with them. You can't. They have been so absolutely indoctrinated to hate white people. And facts, they don't want to hear facts. They don't.
And I'm sure 5 months ago, the Department of International Relations did hear this.
I come before you at a challenging moment for U.S.-South Africa relations. The President has expressed serious concerns about South Africa that for too long have been unaddressed. When people and businesses in South Africa believe their private property rights are at risk, when many South Africans feel unsafe in their homes, when rampant corruption and unfair business practices hold back the South African economy, and when South African politicians greet as friends those who seek to destabilize the world's peace and security, then common ground between our two countries feels harder to find. If confirmed as ambassador, in addition to supporting U.S. citizens in South Africa, I will work on the following priorities. I will communicate our objections to South Africa's geostrategic drift from non-alignment toward our competitors, including Russia, China, and Iran. I'll press South Africa to end proceedings against Israel before the International Court of Justice and to pressure the International Criminal Court prosecutor to discontinue this lawfare, which is belied by Israel's support for the ceasefire in Gaza and commitment to the rules of war throughout the conflict.
And this is a problem for us in South Africa. The ANC, EFF, MK parties are so attached to China, Iran, Russia, and all that. They have got this warped sense in their head that they actually owe those countries something. They are a bunch of total terrorists.
Second, I will advance the President's invitation to Afrikaners who wish to flee unjust racial discrimination. I will explore how we can support the South African government in making sure all South Africans can thrive free from the threat of violence. I will support the President's call for the South African government to rescind its support for the expropriation of private property without compensation. Finally, I will advocate for business
to actually think where I am right now. Some black person can just walk in and just throw me out. I've got no say, I've got nothing. They can basically take everything I have. And it is so stressful, you've got no idea. Because there's a rumor that goes out amongst them and they will act upon it without even thinking.
Interest by promoting fair trade practices and reduce barriers that will level the playing field for U.S. companies and empower South Africa as an engine of economic growth, creating a more prosperous future for both our countries. It's essential to actively engage on areas of disagreement while seeking opportunities to foster mutual benefit. I see the real opportunity for lasting partnership.
And so finally, Brent Bozell III came to South Africa before he was actually confirmed by the president, but he gave his first speech at a business conference with Biznews with Alec Hogg, and he started off nicely like this.
The United States values partners in South Africa. This country is Africa's largest economy and is the largest U.S. trade and investment partner in sub-Saharan Africa.
And this is what the ANC and their little chummies don't understand. America wants to do business with us. They want to help us. But boy, ANC will not budge a millimeter.
More than 500 companies operate here, employing over 250,000 South Africans and contributing meaningfully to economic growth. That is real partnership. President Trump's America First policy means I'm here to advance the security, prosperity, and values of the American people. That's my duty. But America First does not mean America alone. It means where cooperation advances our interests and benefits our partners, we pursue it energetically.
It means working together. Every 4 years or whatever it is when it's time to go vote, the ANC has got these huge posters up. We need to work together. We need to do this. We need to do that. Yeah. More anti-BS.
This is where I see the real opportunity. Let me highlight what's already working.
But then later at the Q&A, this is what happened.
Yeah, what you learn when you arrive here, and I've only been here 3 weeks, three and a half weeks, is the complexity of the situation. You also learn that there are those in the government who want to see the business community succeed, while there are those in the government, frankly, don't want to see it. I'll tell you where our position has been very firm. We put together 5 asks. We put them forward to the South African government. We've been waiting for almost a year for a response, and as I've made clear in meetings that I've had, we're running out of patience. We believe that more and more it becomes a statement by the South African government when it doesn't want to respond to simple questions that we have. We may not get clarity on the Kill the Boer chant that we believe is hate speech. I'm sorry, I don't care what your courts say.
And this is where the drama started. When he said that chant is actually hate speech, I don't care what your courts say. Malema lost his marbles. Not that he's got many, but yeah, he just lost it. And so few blacks actually know the whole story. America wants to actually trade with us. They want to help. They want us to actually prosper. But the ANC will not give up their power. They won't. They'd rather actually destroy the whole country just to stay in power. They don't care.
Hate speech. We believe that there is clarity on the expropriation. We believe we can find these things. But the South African government has to step up to the plate.
And so that is where the blow up came from. But before I show you the backlash, let me also show you something else he said.
You are our second biggest trading partner. What can you do to cool the temperature?
Yeah, well, Alex, that's a very good point. That's the very first thing we've said. I came here specifically with a tone that was positive in an attempt to lower the temperature. And I'm going to continue going in that direction. I'm going to continue looking for partners in the government because we have them. But encouraging them to be more outspoken. I don't want to turn up the temperature, but I can tell you, being perfectly honest about this, the things that have happened in the last week just aren't helpful. But you know,
And then also, I actually saw somewhere that the ANC and the other parties want to close down the USA embassy as well. It's like you are dealing with a bunch of little spoiled brats.
maybe we can find ways around it. My goal is I didn't come here to pick a fight. That just doesn't accomplish anything. I came here hopefully to find ways that our countries can come back to the table. You have great sophistication. You have an open field in technology. You have great innovators, always have had great innovators in your country. You have the strongest economy in Africa. You've got challenges, infrastructure challenges. They can be fixed. They can be readily fixed. Whether it's rural violence, whether it's your electrical grid, whatever it might be, these things can all be fixed. Just imagine if they were fixed and there were partnerships with the United States working to build South Africa. You would be, I would love to see it in 5 years, that we will look back to this conversation and say, what a small partnership we had then. And look where.
And this is what really frustrates me so much. All this rubbish, all this vengeance, all this hate could be actually changed so easily if the ANC MK would just also just move forward. I mean, it's exhausting, this. Like you actually hear him talking, and for black people and white people and brown people and whatever you are, to actually live, to actually have some future here. But no.
Where we are now. We can go there. There's nothing stopping us if that's where we want to go.
How important are we? How important is this country in the United States? The fact that you have the ear of President Trump, can you give us some insights on that?
Trade. To understand this president is to understand that that's his signature. And he sees trade opportunities all over the world. And he has zeroed in on South Africa as a potential partner. Would the president see South Africa in the top 10? And immediately he said yes. So don't think you're insignificant to this president. Don't think that. It is the exact opposite. What he wants is partnerships. He is seeing the potential. He also understands the challenges, and they're serious. And we're not kidding ourselves. There are serious challenges, but he's looking at the opportunities. So I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, I say this with all sincerity. This is a president who is looking at your country, and he is saying some beautiful music when we can resolve the problems that we have.
And then, so conveniently, mainstream media cut out all of this and actually accused him of not agreeing with that song that because the South African court does not actually call it hate speech. It is a struggle song. It is hate speech. As simple as that, it is hate speech. It is calling for death to us white people.
But oh, the next day, just that one part was quoted everywhere. He says he doesn't care about our courts, and how dare he disrespect our sovereignty.
We're not a colonized country anymore. We're not. We're an independent, sovereign state. We've got our own independent institutions, and we respect those institutions.
So, and then Durko called him in to say, don't you say you don't care about our courts? And
International Relations Minister Ronald Lamola says the new American ambassador to South Africa, Brent Bazal, has been called in to explain recent comments that he made about South Africa and the government. He says Pretoria is open to diplomatic engagement, but it cannot allow other countries to disrespect the sovereignty of South Africa.
We have called in the ambassador of the United States, Ambassador Bozeli, to explain his undiplomatic remarks. And in his engagements and visits to various sites in South Africa, including the Apartheid Museum, District 6, and other historical places, in the engagements he acknowledges that given our history, South Africa needs redress.
just to clarify, at no point did he say that he agrees with the criminal transformation scam of thieving comrades. But then just yesterday, officially became an ambassador to South Africa.
The head of mission represents.
And this is the actual rubbish that we have to put up with. And I'm actually lost for words, because how do you deal with this on any level that you can actually build a country where the actual leaders are just holding everything back, and they'll be happy standing on mountains of bones of black people, of white people. Still, I want to be king. And I was actually thinking about this. They want to get rid of poverty. So, right, you actually tell your voters to go out and murder all the white people, and then after that's done, there'll be no trade, hardly any farmers, and the black voters will eventually die out. And that is taking care of poverty, of the poor. Say no more. We took care of it. It is dealt with. Yeah. So I'm going to basically end it here because I'm over it. So, yeah. Thank you anyway for actually watching. Bye.